Business leaders across every industry face a myriad of difficult decisions in dealing with COVID-19. We've not been here before. Though we are only in the early innings, the crisis will pass. We will get by it, and the action taken now will define how companies manage to return once the crisis fades out. What then characterizes the companies who are able to make a strong comeback, the ones who emerge stronger? Well, with the fear of stating the obvious, it comes down to three basic ingredients: agility, creativity, and crisis leadership. What characterizes most of the organizations who emerge stronger from a crisis is agility. And in the future, we will see agility as inherent in the crisis management planning. Most organizations already have crisis management strategies, they have contingency plans, they have the crisis management organizations team all set up. But many organizations will have found them to be inadequate in the current crisis. Making sure your organization is agile is key to responding efficiently. Path dependency can be a dangerous bias and it will slow down change. Instead, you need to have constant check-ins to make sure that you have the best available information of the current situation and that you respond accordingly. This also means going from a mindset of annual or biannual risk assessment to a more real-time approach. In the future, we will see companies have a constant ongoing risk sensing setup going on. This means using technology to scan the horizon, to understand what's going on here and now, and to simulate different crises, such as, for instance, climate change or what have you. This will also fuel a much more agile crisis organization, where the team changes dependent on the current issue at hand or the crisis you're facing. Of course, this agile approach to crisis management needs to be combined with an in-depth understanding of the vulnerabilities of your organization. If you don't have that understanding, if you don't know where you're most vulnerable, you'll not be able to prioritize your effort. The second ingredient is creativity. Crises are new, unprecedented. If not, they wouldn't be crises. Think far outside the box. You're not able to have all the solutions yourself. Use your stakeholders, your employees, your customers, your suppliers, yeah, maybe even your competitors in the problem solving. Your stakeholders are aware of the severity of the situation, and they are just as interested as you are in finding a path forward. Desperate times call for desperate measures, and don't be afraid to be bold, even if it may require new business models or entirely new ways of operating. Accept that you will not be in control, but make sure that you control the external outcome. And then don't reinvent the wheel, but make sure you use existing and available technology. There are enormous resources, from AI to software automation to virtual meetings. But make sure that contracts are flexible and that you stay in control of your cybersecurity. You need to think creatively, explore and analyze drastic measures, and have the courage to take bold decisions. The last ingredient is crisis leadership. Companies who emerge stronger are characterized by strong crisis leadership. First of all, you need to be able to balance the short-term need of stabilizing your organization with the long-term need of looking into the horizon, making sure that you instill the confidence and the steadiness across your ecosystem. Strong crisis leadership is also about being surrounded by the right team of people. Maybe you will need to reshuffle people to ensure that you have the right competences and leadership skills on board. Maybe you will have to delegate tasks to free up bandwidth and extra energy. It is very important that you have people in the team who argue against the crowd and against you if they disagree with the decisions you make, because chances are that they might not all be right. Visibility is extra important. The captain is needed on the bridge. Prioritize face time with your strategic clients. Make sure that you are visible internally, and be honest, straightforward, and authentic. Communicate often, more often than you think. It's better to communicate something than waiting until you know everything. Lastly, decide actively upon your own crisis leadership brand. How do you want your clients to remember you once this crisis is over? Maybe even write it down to force yourself to enforce it as you go along. And think about the company's values. How do you want them to come forth? This is a good time to check your company's values and your compass. Getting through this crisis and emerging well or even stronger on the other side is no easy task. John Cochrane from Hoover Institution says it well. Shutting down the economy, and more importantly, turning it back on again, is not like shutting down and turning on a light bulb. It's more like shutting down and restarting a nuclear reactor. You need to do it carefully and make sure the parts survive the shutdown intact. So to sum up, to get through this crisis, you need the agility to continuously adapt to a changing situation with a thorough understanding of your vulnerabilities. You need the creativity to find out-of-the-box solutions that will help you through the lockdown, but also bring you safe to the other side. And you need the crisis leadership to ensure the right decisions, people, visibility, and brand.